Welcome to a very special video where we will be showing you how we spent 12 days traveling across two of Japan's main islands, Honshu and Hokkaido. We hope this video will give you ideas on how to plan out your days and locations you might want to visit in Japan. In this video, some of our more well-known locations we will be visiting are Tokyo, Hakone, Kyoto, Nagano, and Hokkaido. Japan is a very unique country and known for many special things, from the beautiful Mount Fuji and countless Shinto shrines to its advanced technology and pop culture. If you want more details on some of the places we visited, we have multiple videos that we made in the past in shorter form that can give you much more details, or you can feel free to leave a comment and we will try our best to answer as well as we can. Its rich culinary culture and its breathtaking natural beauty means that there's something here in Japan for everyone to enjoy. What you need to know is that Japan is an archipelago, meaning that it's a string of islands on the eastern edge of Asia. There are 4 main islands on Japan: Hokkaido, Honshu, Shikoku, and Kyushu. Our trip to Japan started off with us staying in Tokyo for 5 nights, and the first 2 nights were in Akihabara. When we arrived, we first had to get our Suica cards, which would allow us to use the trains here in Tokyo. We all had iPhones, and it was super convenient to have our Suica cards on our phones since we didn't have to carry a physical card with us, and it was very easy to add money to the card. Actually, as of March 2024, Suica cards will all be virtual from now on, so you can easily add them to your Apple Wallet. It's also really nice to have a Suica card since you can also use them to pay for stuff at convenience stores like 7-Eleven, Family Mart, and Lawson's, as well as vending machines, which are very common around Tokyo. If you're worried about using the trains in Japan, don't worry, it's not as complicated as it seems. Google Maps was extremely useful and accurate for navigating the stations and explicitly telling you which trains you need to board as well as what stop you need to get off at. Most signs on the trains had an English translation right next to them, and most lines were marked in specific colors so you can easily identify them.
Just got off the train right in front of Akihabara. We're actually one stop after Akihabara, and we're about to walk to our hotel.
After dropping off our luggage at our hotel, which was called Super Hotel Akihabara, we decided to go towards the main street and look for some place to eat. After making it to Chuodori Street, we were surrounded by tall buildings and flashing lights, and immediately wanted to have a look inside some of the stores.
So basically, I don't know if you guys can tell, but in the stores in Akihabara, it's not like your typical stores in the US or anywhere else. It's not this big layout. They go up and down, which is why there are these multiple floors, like 5 floors, staircase layout.
Star Wars Jedi Starfighter. Valid. School days. That's wild, bro. That's wild. Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. This is I can't believe they sold this, honestly. As you guys can see, this was the store we were in earlier. This is called Trader, and it's about 6 stories high, and you pretty much just go from floor to floor, and it has different sections of the store. Instead of like in America, you just have one big superstore on like a, with a big parking lot. No, here everything starts going up before it starts going wider. So that's a pretty cool thing about Japan.
You want to say what happens as you go higher up in the floors?
Oh yeah, as you go higher up in the floors, there is more adult content, pretty much, and yeah. It's very interesting because it's kind of crazy just like being able to walk up there and just see a bunch of stuff in public. It's wild, but I guess welcome to Japan.
Sukiya is more of a fast food chain than a sit-down restaurant, which was actually really nice for our current situation because we were able to sit down and order through a tablet that was able to give us an English menu and had our food served to us very quickly. It's very nice for tourists and very easy for something to get late at night.
So Dylan, what do you think about first crossing over here?
It's sick.
After a nice dinner, we had to return to our hotel and get some sleep because we were going to Asakusa and Tokyo Skytree early in the morning.
Here are the busy market streets right in front of the shrine.
We started our second day in Japan in Asakusa as we visited the Senso-ji shrine. At this shrine and many others like it, you are able to pray, get your fortune, and purchase omamori, which are amulets that provide you with different types of luck.
Right now we are on our way to go check out Tokyo Skytree. We were planning on doing it a different day, but actually the weather looks pretty nice today and I think we're going to get a great view, and it's also way closer than if we were to do it on the other day we had planned, which would have been a 40-minute ride versus a 10-minute ride from Asakusa Shrine.
As you can see, the route that we took was very scenic, and it was a great time walking over the bridge above the water and being able to look at the Skytree get closer as you walk towards it. If you are planning to visit Asakusa or Tokyo Skytree, we highly recommend seeing both, since they are right next to each other. Senso-ji is a must visit for amazing pictures and its experience, as well as the Skytree for its unique views of Tokyo from above. Even if you are planning to see the Tokyo Skytree and are staying in some other part of Tokyo, you will most likely end up at Asakusa via the Ginza line, since it takes you pretty close to the Skytree and no other train can take you closer.
Right behind us is this famous Tokyo Skytree.
From there, you can either walk or take the Tobu Skytree line, but we opted to walk since it is a very beautiful walk and it only takes about 15 minutes to get to the base of the Skytree. At the base of the Skytree is the Skytree Town, which is almost like a mall with many shops for gifts and souvenirs along with restaurants, while also hosting a planetarium and an aquarium.
The elevator we took up here went 600 meters per minute, which is a pretty fast speed for an elevator, and got us here in about 50 seconds, which is pretty nuts, going 350 stories in about less than a minute.
The Tokyo Skytree is not only a great tourist destination, but it is also a broadcasting station for the Kanto region in Tokyo. It also became the tallest structure in Japan in 2010 when it was constructed and reached a full height of 634 meters. The reason the Tokyo Skytree was built was because the old Tokyo Tower no longer provided satisfactory broadcasting coverage because of all the high-rises being constructed around it. When it comes to the tickets, it is smart to buy them online in advance to avoid long lines for the same day tickets. However, the difference for the two is only around 400 yen or $2 USD, and for our situation, we did not buy online in advance because we weren't sure if the weather was going to be raining or foggy, which would prevent us from having our amazing views. This shrine that we found right here is a great example of why you should take the opportunity to walk whenever you can, especially in Tokyo. As we were on our way back to Asakusa Station, we found this kind of more hidden away shrine on the side next to the bridge and decided to stop and take a look.
Alright, so we're on our way back from the Tokyo Skytree, and we stopped by another shrine on our way back to Akihabara, and there's just so many beautiful places here to see in Japan, and just walking around and finding all of them is the fun of it.
The The next morning, we woke up and realized that there was actually a festival happening in Akihabara today. It is one of Tokyo's 3 most famous festivals, the other 2 being Sano Matsuri and Fukagaya Matsuri. We were super lucky to be in Akihabara during the Kanda festival because we had no idea it was happening, so it was a great surprise and the atmosphere was fantastic. Everyone was super friendly and it was super lucky to witness something that only happens once every 2 years.
This is crazy. Dylan. Bro, this is bizarre, man. This is bizarre. Are you recording? Dude, you got the traditional Japanese festival going on with just anime girls on the billboard, bro. Like, this is wild, bro. That's something that should not mix. But it goes, you know what? I'm not complaining.
Alright, so Dylan, where are we going right now?
Maid Cafe. Maid Cafe.
Where are we going?
Maid Cafe.
Yeah.
Maid Dreaming. Oh,
We're going to the 4th floor.
Oh my god, it's loud.
Let's go.
You blow my mind. I don't know if you know yet what's all around.
We got the Neko Cap. We got the Neko Parfait. And yeah, I can't wait to dig in, but I kind of don't want to eat it. It looks so cute.
So, as you can see from the last couple clips, and right before we entered, I had no idea what we were going into, and then all of a sudden it just hit. It honestly felt like a fever dream, but honestly, that is the experience of a Maid Cafe. That is the #1 Maid Cafe, Maid Dreaming. And it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. The live show, which we couldn't record unfortunately, was actually very good. The music and the dance was very good. It was very entertaining. We had glow sticks we were waving around and everything. I even got this clear file, which I paid $8 for. It's a great deal, guys. Great deal.
Can I get a nyam nyam?
Nya, nya. By the way, the food wasn't actually as bad as people say. The omelet rice was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Moi, yeah.
I'm gonna fucking stab you.
Alright, so yeah, I had the parfait, which was honestly really good. I didn't even know. I was literally, like Dylan just said, it was a fever dream. Wild, but I mean, it's a once in a lifetime experience, so you know, we kind of have to try. But that was interesting. That was very interesting. And yeah, we're gonna go back to the hotel now and hop into the onsen, and tomorrow's a new day. It's so cold. Hey, don't turn around. Oh, it's so cute, Neko.
You are really enjoying this, aren't you?
Yes, this is fucking hilarious. Beautiful.
After spending our first 2 nights in Akihabara, we decided to get up early in the morning and take the train over to Shibuya, where we stayed at our next hotel, All Day Place Shibuya. We are staying at this hotel for 2 nights, and it was a bit more expensive than the other hotels because it's near the heart of Shibuya and is more popular. Since we got here so early, we had until 3 p.m. for our check-in, so we left our bags at the hotel and left for Shinjuku to get our rail passes. Shinjuku is one of the more popular wards out of the 23 wards in Tokyo. Shinjuku is a wealthier area where you can find a lot of high-end fashion and brands. After finally getting our JR passes, we were really hungry. We were waiting in line for an hour and a half, so it was time to look for somewhere to eat. And as you can see, there are many options, and it was hard to choose one. After getting our JR passes, we didn't stay in Shinjuku for too long and went back to Shibuya to explore the area.
Right behind me is Shibuya Crossing, and we're about to cross it and we're going to see how busy it gets.
Shibuya Scramble Crossing, which is more commonly referred to as Shibuya Crossing, is a popular pedestrian crosswalk which has multiple walkways to get across the road. It is located right outside the Shibuya Station Hachiko exit.
in Shibuya, and you know, it's the Tokyo fashion. It's still pretty small, but we have 2 beds in 1 room this time, so this is nice. And we have our pajamas already out here, so that's sweet. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so this is the bathroom. It's a lot bigger than the one we had in the previous hotel, in Super Hotel of Akihabara. But yeah, we're gonna go to a cat cafe now and just look around. We're gonna go to another store and we're gonna do some shopping.
We read that cat cafes are better to visit in the mornings, so we did some shopping instead and then headed to Shibuya Sky for the night.
So as you guys can see, we're here at the Shibuya Scramble Square, and we were trying to get up to the Shibuya Sky deck, but unfortunately we didn't buy tickets in advance. We didn't know how busy it'd be, and yeah, they're sold out for the day and we're unable to go up and check out the nighttime view, but we're gonna buy tickets tonight so we can go check it out tomorrow night. But right now we're gonna go head over to Shibuya Parko and check out that mall over there, and then maybe Shibuya 109. Shibuya Scramble, guys.
If you're worried about crossing through Shibuya Crossing, then don't worry, because it looks like chaos, but it's actually very organized and very simple to follow.
Alright guys, I'm on my own in Shibuya, and I saw this burger place earlier, but we kind of moved on and I kind of wanted to go try it out, so yeah, I'm on a mission for some food.
First time trying Wagyu burger.
Good morning guys, it's a new day. It's our second day here in Shibuya at All Day Place and our last day in Shibuya, but we are currently on our way to Yoyogi Park to go explore that area. So we finally made it to Yoyogi Park, and it is massive. There's the Tokyo Olympic Monument, there's a bunch of Viking cycling courses, and just beautiful flowers, and a bunch of crows, and so much to do here, and yeah, I think we're gonna get lost here. So they have a bunch of different types of roses here in Yoyogi Park. So if you love flowers, this is the place to go to. They have a bunch of different breeds, species, and they have the names written down and a little bit of info on them as well. Blue Baijo. Baijo? Baijo? Bojo? I don't know.
Yoyogi Park isn't exactly a must-visit spot for tourists, but it was a great way to start off our morning by going for a beautiful walk while we waited for the cat cafe to open in Harajuku.
Alright guys, so this is our first time at a cat cafe and I'm really excited. And here we go into paradise. Konnichiwa. Oh, he's so cute.
If If you like cats and aren't allergic to them, I highly recommend going to a cat cafe. This one in particular is really great because of how energetic the cats are and the nice view you get with the giant glass window behind you. The best time to visit it is at 10 a.m. since that is when they open, and they even feed the cats at 10:30, so this time slot will give you the most value for your money.
Yeah, so this is honestly like a dream come true. So soft. Oh my god.
So it's me time right now, and the cats are here.
I love how you can hear them all.
I know, and they're all just chomping.
Trying our first matcha drink here so far in Japan, and I'm interested to see how it tastes because some people like it, some people do not. So I'll let you guys know. Alright guys, so I gave it a little taste and it's pretty good, and I don't know how to describe it. It's a lot more creamier than I expected, and yeah, we got kind of like the latte style, I guess, but it's like it is cold. You could get hot as well. There's like a bunch of different options. They, you know, make a bunch of stuff with matcha here, but definitely try it if you're in Japan. So after about like, they're pretty booked today, so it was like a 40-minute wait to get our food. But I got the berry with like some ice cream on top, and I really can't wait to try this. Oh yeah, it's crazy how fluffy they make these pancakes. It's actually amazing.
Team Labs is a museum I would recommend to anyone who hasn't been to an immersive, experience-based art exhibit before because it is such a unique activity and the photos you get are incredible. It is pretty out of the way of everything else and the tickets can be a little pricey, but I recommend going at least once.
Crazy. The lights, the mirrors, everything is just perfect.
Tokyo Team Labs is a one-of-a-kind, unique digital art experience that you have to see for yourself. The camera does not do it justice. If you are still deciding on whether or not to go to Team Labs, I highly recommend it, and especially buying tickets online in advance because they do typically sell out a week ahead of time. Shibuya Sky is a 229-meter tall observation deck located on the top floor of Shibuya Scramble Square Tower. The deck offers a 360-degree panoramic view of Tokyo, and many consider this view to be better than the one at Tokyo Skytree because it's much closer to the central area of Tokyo. The tower is connected to the main Shibuya station, so if you are not staying in the area, it is very easy to take a train to Shibuya and go up to the deck, but you will need to buy tickets in advance, and sometimes it gets really busy.
Dude, this view is insane. Straight down to my right is the Shibuya crossing. today starts a new journey to Shinagawa, which is where we're going to be staying for the night. We're going to drop our stuff over there. Then we're going to use our JR passes to go to Shizuoka. And then after that, we got Tokyo Tower.
The Shinagawa Prince Hotel was one of the nicer and more spacious hotels that we had during our trip. We picked this hotel because of its close proximity, which is around a 5-minute walk to the JR station, which is where the bullet trains are. The JR station in Shinagawa is where we're going to be taking our first ever bullet train, which can be pretty pricey if you don't have a JR pass, but we are going to be taking this bullet train, which is only going to be around a half-hour trip to Shizuoka and Atami. As we were riding the bullet train to Atami, we were able to see Mount Fuji from the bullet train windows and decided to take a stop at the next station, which was Shin-Fuji, to go look at Mount Fuji and even visit the beach.
So we're walking a little bit after getting off the Shinkansen. So we ended up going to Fuji, and yeah, we ended up walking to the beach. It was like a 30-minute walk from the train station, and we ended up right by the tsunami gates. So there's not really much beach here, but it's still a really nice view, and I'm gonna fly the drone from here, and we're gonna have Mount Fuji in the picture, and it's gonna look amazing.
The great thing about the bullet trains and Japanese infrastructure is that you can visit multiple cities very quickly and make what people call day trips. Day trips allow you to travel to many distant locations without having to move to different hotels, allowing you to be out for a full day exploring different areas of Tokyo and Japan. After we finished walking around in Fuji, we were headed back towards the train station, but we're pretty hungry and we didn't really have time to stop at a restaurant and sit down for an hour, which is why it's super great that the vending machines over by the train stations have a lot of different food and drinks that you can buy, and you can drink and eat on the train on the way to your next destination. And ours was Atami.
Getting some sushi.
After our walk, we were pretty tired and decided to go try out a local sushi restaurant which had fresh sushi straight next to the ocean. And let me tell you, it is some of the best sushi we have ever had, and it did not disappoint. You guys should always try out any local restaurants in any area. After finishing all of our amazing sushi, we decided to go walk down towards the Atami beach.
These are the best strawberries I think I've ever had. If you ever come to Japan in the spring, make sure you get some strawberries.
Atami is a seaside city on Japan's Izu Peninsula in the Shizuoka Prefecture, southwest of Tokyo. It's set on volcanic hills within the Fuji Hakone Izu National Park, which is also home to Mount Fuji. Atami also has numerous natural hot springs, and it has several public onsen baths and an artificial sand beach on Sagami Bay. The building you see here is actually Atami Castle, which is pretty funny because historically there was never any castles in this area, but it was actually built in 1959 as a tourist attraction overlooking Atami. After a full day of exploring and a couple hours in Atami, it was finally time to catch our bullet train back to Tokyo.
So we're at the Atami beach right now.
We didn't really have this day planned out. We did some of the other stuff we wanted to do ahead of time, but still going to Shizuoka and Atami and checking out these other cities along the Shinkansen route is a very good idea, and I recommend it to anyone.
This was a great experience since we didn't really have the day planned out, but I highly recommend taking the bullet train down this route if you're looking for a nice little day trip, something fast, quick, and easy.
That's a lot of steps up from the beach. And we're not even back to the station yet. Reminds me of France. So this is like the tropical side of Japan. You can go all the way down south and you literally have tropical islands. You could go all the way up north, like we're gonna go to Hokkaido, and that's where you have skiing, mountains, and cold weather. So you pretty much have all in one in Japan.
As you can see, we had no idea what we were going to do today and just decided to go with the flow. So don't feel like you have to have a complicated plan for each day, because you can easily make a day trip to fill up your day with some fun. Unfortunately, we were too tired to go see the Tokyo Tower tonight, but we were still able to see it from our hotel room.
So this is our room at the 35th floor here at the Prince in Shinagawa. And wow, this view at night is amazing. You can see the Tokyo Tower from here, which is also pretty sweet. And also all the way in that distance over there is the Tokyo Skytree. So you get to see a bunch of stuff.
We got up early the next morning to take a bullet train to Odawara, where we will be staying at the Hotel Odawara Station Annex. After we arrived and dropped off our bags, we were now headed to Hakone.
Good morning, guys. So it was a very rushed morning when we woke up.
We woke up at our hotel, Shinagawa Prince Hotel, and then we had tickets reserved for the Shinkansen, which took us from Shinagawa to Odawara, and then from Odawara we took the
Hakone line?
Yeah, Hakone Tozen line up to Hakone Yumoto, and then from there we had to take a 35-40 minute bus ride to get to Hakone Shrine and Hakone Checkpoint, which is where we are right now, and we're eating breakfast because we haven't eaten anything until now.
Yeah, it was a very rushed morning. We've just been running, catching from train to train, and then there was quite a line for the buses, but we ended up getting lucky and we didn't have to wait too long. So we ended up just getting food at the 7-Eleven that's over here in Hakone.
Right across the street.
Yep, right across the street, and I ended up getting a chicken katsu and I warmed it up and it's real good.
It's 7-Eleven, like konbini food is really good. I just had an onigiri and ham and cheese like burrito that they have microwaves in. That's the other thing. I don't know if in America or wherever you guys are from, but we don't have microwaves or whatever in our convenience stores. But here they have you can print stuff, you can microwave. It's awesome.
Yeah, but as you guys see, right behind us is one of the torii gates. That is actually the shrine that they have here in Hakone, and all the way back there is Mount Fuji, which is absolutely wild because you get all in one.
One of the biggest and more famous attractions in Hakone is the pirate ship cruise, which is about a 30 to 45 minute cruise that takes you around Lake Asahi and allows you to take great photos of Mount Fuji, Hakone, the mountains, and even there's a bunch of art and other things to look at on the pirate ship.
I don't know if you guys could tell where we are, but I know where we are. We're in Hakone, one of the top places on my bucket list that I wanted to come see in Japan, and it is a great place to visit. I thought it was going to be more low-key, but there's a lot of people here. It's very difficult to get to. You gotta take like a 40-minute bus ride, but as I'm sure you've seen in this video, it's pretty laid out pretty well for you guys. Right now we're walking up the steps to the Hakone Shrine, so let's go check out what it looks like.
Hakone Shrine dates back to the year 757, and for a long time it has been an important shrine for both samurai and regular townsfolk. It was originally located on the top of Mount Hakone, where it was a shrine to the dead, and a lot of locals who believed there went to go seek out eternity on the peaks of the high mountains. After that, the shrine was moved down to the banks by the lake, and part of this was attributed to the heroics of the Shinto priest Mangan. The name of the main area where the bus brings you is called Hakone Checkpoint. This is because back in the Edo period, it was actually a checkpoint where a bunch of guards were checking people's passes and passports, basically like border control. And now it has been painstakingly rebuilt to look just like how it was back in the Edo period. The Hakone Shrine stands at the base of Mount Hakone and is situated in the middle of the forest with a lot of tall trees. However, it is very well advertised and very easy to see with its many large torii gates that are very bright, very colorful, and easily allow you to see where everything is at. Finally, right before we left, we decided to go down by the lake and take a picture with the torii gate that stood in the water, and it was an absolutely incredible place to take a photo. However, it was around a 1 hour wait, so be sure to keep in mind with your time constraints so that you don't miss it and you take some amazing photos for yourself. After seeing everything we wanted to see in Hakone, we decided to hop back on the bus, which was about a 40-minute ride and 1,800 yen to go back to Hakone Yumoto, which is where we would hop on the train to go back into Odawara. Here we can see that the city is perfectly centered around the river with a bunch of mountains and hills in the background, even though it is just an area where the train brings you closer into the mountains of Hakone to get you onto your bus into Hakone Checkpoint and to Lake Ashinoko. As you can see, Hakone Yumoto is still a very beautiful area and also kind of serves as the entrance to the rest of Hakone.
I'm honestly not quite sure what this is, but this is, I think it's called maze soba, and Dylan had it, and I tried a little bit, and it was really good, so I decided to get some for myself. And then we also got some more of the gyozas that we had earlier, and oh yeah, this stuff looks amazing. The instructions are not to mix it, but it's like some noodles, some chicken, and then some cheese as well. Oh yeah.
So we're staying in Odawara for tonight, and tomorrow we're gonna go to Kyoto, but we are staying at the Tensen Odawara Station Hotel, which is right by the train station, so it's like about, not even a 5-minute walk, like 2 minutes. So that's perfect when we have to wake up at 5 in the morning to catch our train. And the hotel room is actually pretty beautiful. We have, the 2 beds as usual. We have a pretty nice view. And what I like about Japan is that they kind of give you these like pajamas like most of the time. And you get to change into them, and it's pretty nice and comfortable. You can wear these to the onsen, and onsen guys, they are a life changer. I'm telling you that. We definitely need those. We'll see you guys at the Taito station. If not, see you guys tomorrow in Kyoto. I already lost one. Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna try some Pokemon Gacha. It's Taito, the arcade. And we're gonna see what we get. It's a bunch of sleeping Pokemans. Ichi, me, San. Fuck.
Alright, Brian. Did you twist it all the way?
What I get? Alright, what do we get?
Let's go! Look at the little guy!
Oh, you got Minum. That's actually sick.
You ready? Look at him, he's so eepy!
That's actually really good. That's a really good
That's
pickup.
solid. But then again, you can't go wrong on all of these.
Yeah, they're all really good options.
Cool.
actually standing on.
Yeah, dude! Go get him! Woo!
Let's walk around a bit, left and right. Let's get started. Let's dance. When the marker reaches the judgment line, step on the stage.
Alright guys, we're gonna see if Dylan from Dylan and Brian Vlogs can dance. Jesus Christ, he cannot dance, guys. Update over.
That's one way to win.
That was our day trip to Hakone and our stay in Odawara. Next up, our next destination will be Kyoto.
Alright guys, we're heading to Kyoto.
So we're on the Shinkansen and we're going to Kyoto. These are the reserved seats that you can get. We just got some quick snacks and sandwiches this morning at the kind of like 7-Eleven that they have over here. So yeah, we're gonna eat this and that's about it. Yeah.
Today we continue our journey around Japan as we head to Kyoto. We had to wake up at 5 a.m. to catch our Shinkansen at 6 a.m. from Odawara to Kyoto. It was around a 2-hour train ride and the weather did not look too promising. We thought it was just going to be a little bit of rain, but we had no idea how hard it would actually be pouring in Kyoto. However, we were still able to enjoy a full day in Kyoto despite the rain. Once we made it to the station, we decided to go drop off our luggage at our hotel, which was the Kyoto Tower Hotel, and head straight over to the Fushimi Inari Shrine. The Fushimi Inari Taisha, otherwise known as the Fushimi Inari Shrine, is a Shinto shrine that is often called the ultimate torii gate experience, with its thousands of vermilion torii gates built along the trails to the top of the sacred Mount Inari. Inari is known as the Shinto god of rice, and the abundance of fox statues you can see here are said to be Inari's messengers. The Inari Shrine has ancient origins which predates Kyoto becoming the capital in the year 794.
So yeah, we got off at the wrong stop and now we're in the middle of nowhere. We're in the Japanese mountains and holy shit, we're lost. I really hope we don't get stuck out here. But this place is beautiful. It's a nice place to get stranded in.
Curry was by far one of our most favorite foods that we had in Japan, and the best curry we had was at Arashiyama Curry when we went to the Bamboo Grove.
Arigato.
This is another shrine we stopped at today. This is the Nonomiya Shrine, and we bought some charms here as well. So we've got charms from a bunch of shrines from all across Japan. So we're gonna give this out to our friends and family.
This is our first time ever seeing bamboo, let alone seeing a bamboo grove. Bamboo doesn't look very impressive on its own, but when it's put together with all these other different shoots, they are massive and they can go really high into the sky and it looks like a real forest.
almost said curry, but I'm hungry. We're gonna try and get some sweet potatoes and then these little, I don't know, there's like these little like dough balls or something. I see people on all over social media, they get these little dough balls and I want to try them out as well. Guys, so I saw this at a local food vendor. It's a Japanese sweet potato and I wanted to try it out because it looked really good. It's sweet. Wow, it's almost like that's in the name.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna head back to Kyoto, to our hotel, because our feet are soaked. I'm gonna take a quick break, then we're gonna go to downtown Kyoto and we're gonna show you guys all around there.
Kyoto Station is Japan's second largest train station and was opened in 1997. The building has a futuristic design which contrasts to many foreign tourists' images of Kyoto and the capital of traditional Japan, but it attempts to convey historical Kyoto through a modern aesthetic.
It was a rough day today. We're still gonna go out, but it was raining this whole morning. It was raining pretty hard. Our shoes are soaked, so we're gonna go to a hotel and dry them, and then we're gonna explore downtown Kyoto. So we made it to the hotel room, and I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the more bizarre hotel rooms I've seen here in Japan, because you just have like 4 beds lined up in a line. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like a hospital. It's a very interesting dynamic, I'd have to say. But
I mean, listen, on the bright side, everyone gets their own USB charger and their own light. And I think the reasoning behind the beds being laid out like this is because of the fact that as they said at the front desk earlier, is because a lot of school trips come here. So
yeah, but what's nice about this hotel, it fits all 4 of us, and it was really cheap. It was around 150 USD. So that was honestly perfect, because we're like right by the train station in Kyoto, and we're gonna be traveling a lot, so we're gonna need that. And we have to carry all of our luggage, so having it close to the train station is nice. Yeah.
So I think that's why they're all split up all the time.
As you guys can see, our socks are soaked.
Very wet.
Alright, so on our way to the Kyomizu Dera temple, and we got this nice old town kind of walkway that we have to go past. And if you want to get to this temple, you're gonna have to take a bus from the Kyoto Station. And it was pretty jam-packed, I'm not even gonna lie.
It was only like 15 minutes and 200 yen though.
Yeah, it was a short, cheap fare, but yeah, let's see what this temple looks like. So if you guys do want to see the shrine, make sure you come before 6 o'clock. We came at 6:08, and we literally watched the doors close right in front of us as we're going up the hill. So that honestly kind of sucked.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal, but I think it is important to note you should definitely check out what time shrines and stuff like that close so you can plan accordingly, because I know some shrines close at 4 and what time they open as well, because some shrines, like for example the Fushimi Inari Shrine, which we were at today, but it was raining, so we're going to decide to go tomorrow morning. What I saw on Google is that it's open 24 hours. I think that just means the gates are open so you can walk up there and into it, whereas a shrine like Kyomizu Dera has a set opening and closing time with a gate. So just make sure you check those and plan.
That's what it sounds like when it's closed. Yeah, well, it looks like we're gonna go back to Kyoto and figure out something to do over there. I get it.
Even though Kyomizu Dera Temple was closed, we still had a great time walking through the old streets of Kyoto and admiring the architecture as we watched the sunset. The Kyomizu Zaka Street slopes uphill to Kyomizu Dera Temple. It's packed with a bunch of shops that include crafts, pottery, fans, wind chimes, tea, confectionery, and different snacks. If you're looking to buy any souvenirs or any gifts for anyone, you should definitely wait until you're on this street to buy something from these stores.
We got so lucky with this sunset. It looks absolutely stunning.
the sun set, we got pretty hungry and decided to go to the Pontocho area to get something to eat. Unfortunately, a lot of the restaurants there, you had to have reservations in advance, and most of them were a bit more pricey, but we were still able to find something that was absolutely amazing, delicious, and also not that expensive. Although it was raining for most of the day and didn't clear up until night, we were still able to make the most out of our day in Kyoto and had a great time and experienced a lot of different things.
This was the dinner I was waiting for here in Japan. We got these skewers, we have these soba dipping noodles, we have the kimchi, pork, edamame, as you know, and then I got this sizzling beef bowl, which sounds amazing because, I don't know, I can't wait to eat. I'm starving. We've been walking around from shrine to shrine all day, and I've been waiting for a dinner like this. Good morning, guys. So we woke up at 5 to go back to the Fushimi Inari Shrine because yesterday when we went it was raining. There was so much traffic with the umbrellas and everything. You guys couldn't really see much. So we came back early in the morning so we can get some really nice clips, really nice footage of y'all.
The best time to visit these temples is around early morning. We decided to go at 6 a.m. and it was absolutely perfect. There was very little people and the sun was absolutely beautiful, which made all the pictures and videos we took even better.
The amount of gates that are stacked together like this is absolutely absurd. I can't even count how many there are, and it's just like such a nice thing to walk through early in the morning.
A torii gate is a traditional Japanese gate most commonly found at the entrance of or within a Shinto shrine. It symbolically marks the transition from the mundane to the sacred. The first appearance of torii gates in Japan can be reliably pinpointed to at least the mid-Heian period. Torii gates are iconic symbols, and they mark the crossing between the normal world to the sacred world. In ancient Japan, they were traditionally made of wood or stone.
We just came here for some quick shots, and now we're gonna move on to the next shrine.
This morning we already went to Fushimi Inari Shrine, and now we're at the Kyomizu Dera Shrine, which we weren't able to do last night because we got there 8 minutes right after it closed. We were able to get some pictures from afar, but now we're actually going to get to go inside. So let's go check it out.
The Kyomizu Dera temple is a much different temple than any other one you'll see in Japan. It was a much different experience, and it was actually the only temple we had to pay to continue going into. The Kyomizu Dera temple was founded over 1,250 years ago. These are the tickets that you're going to have to buy if you want to enter the Kyomizu Dera temple. The most unexpected thing was that this temple had a large emphasis on nature. There was so much beautiful greenery and nature and paths that took you through the Higashiyama mountain range, which we were not expecting.
This shrine has quite a beautiful view of downtown Kyoto.
As you guys can see, we've been walking around Kyomizu Dera Temple for a little bit now. There is a section right behind us, which is kind of like the main shrine where all the statues and everything is. Unfortunately, you aren't allowed to video there, so we can't show you that, but it's definitely worth paying the 400 yen entrance fee, which is like $2.75 USD. Very worth coming here. coming, checking it out. You do have to take out your shoes, but it is very well made and well crafted, and we're not even halfway through the shrine yet.
Let's keep going around the shrine.
The beauty of Kyomizu Dera Temple is that it lies in the Higashiyama mountain range, which is abundantly blessed with nature. It provides different landscapes to match each season, with cherry blossoms in the spring, lots of greenery in the summer, colored autumn leaves, and snowscapes in the winter. The mountains which surround the temple reveal many different views, and you're even able to see downtown Kyoto, along with beautiful sunsets. When we first arrived to the Kyomizu Dera Temple, we thought it was only a couple buildings. Boy, were we wrong. It is actually one of the bigger temples, and it has a lot of structures. This temple was named for the pure water that flows from the Otoi no Taki waterfall. With Kyomizu from the temple's name translating to pure water, it is said that the water possesses the power to extend one's life and fulfill one's wishes.
Alright guys, so we're still continuing the shrine, and we have a long way to go, and it's only 8 o'clock in the morning today, and we've already been to 2 shrines. We got a train at 11:30 to catch to go to Nagano, and then that ride is going to be scenic, it's going to be beautiful, we're going to be going through the mountains, so make sure you guys stay tuned.
So we finished it all at both the shrines. Now we're going back to the Kyoto hotel, and we're gonna pack up everything, and we got a train that leaves at 12 to Nagano.
Me and my friends are waiting in line, sharing one last blue camel.
Going up to the top of Kyoto Station.
We're going out, yeah, we saved up every penny.
If you guys are ever here at Kyoto Station, try going all the way up the stairs, go into the Kyoto Sky Garden, and you get a beautiful view of Kyoto with the garden while you're waiting for your trains.
So I'm crying.
After a train getting delayed, we finally are getting on the train to Nagoya.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Unfortunately, as we were transferring to our bullet train to Nagano, there was a slight delay, and I mean slight, but it was actually around 2-hour delay. On the way to Nagano, we saw a lot of beautiful mountains, towns, and the sky was absolutely beautiful. It was actually a pretty long ride too, which is why we ended up taking a little nap. The Japanese countryside is very unique and refreshing, with lots of spectacular views of the mountains as well as a lot of rice fields. The whole route is covered by the JR Pass and has a travel time of around 4 hours. After finally arriving at Nagano Station, we now only had to wait for our train to Yudanaka. This was our first Japanese traditional ryokan experience, and it was very unique, and I really enjoyed it, and I actually looked forward to it a lot because of how unique it is. The food and the dinner was also extremely good, and I did not think I was going to eat most of it until I tried it and saw that it was actually amazing. The dinner served a lot of food that we don't usually eat, but because we were in Japan and because we wanted to try out the entire experience, we actually gave some of it a go, and we were pleasantly surprised at how good it was, especially the tempura mushrooms. Those were absolutely fantastic, and I don't typically eat mushrooms, neither does Brian.
So we're here in Yudanaka Yasuragi at our ryokan, and we're having our traditional Japanese style dinner with Kobe steak or Kobe beef, and it is everything I ever dreamed of. Like, the marbling on the steak is absolutely beautiful, and like, this is like the #1 thing I wanted to try food wise when we got to Japan, and I finally got to try it, and man, I'm happy.
Me and Brian really wanted to feel the entire experience of a traditional ryokan, so we ended up putting on some kimonos and going to the onsen. One of the things I was the most surprised by is out of all the hotels we stayed at, the sleeping on the floor in these futons was actually some of the best sleep I've ever had in Japan so far. The next day, when we woke up and were about to head over to the Snow Monkey Park, we also had breakfast included with the ryokan, and the breakfast was just as good as the dinner, if not better. The breakfast comprised of some vegetables, miso soup, fish, and rice. And fun fact, this is actually considered one of the healthiest breakfasts in the entire world.
So that was pretty much our stay at this ryokan, and it was absolutely wonderful. And now we're gonna go try and see some monkeys.
So we are about to go look for the monkeys at the monkey park. We're gonna see if we can find them here in May.
All right, well, we gotta go.
Let's get going. So you might be wondering where we are. If you don't know, the sign up there tells you. We are at the Snow Monkey Park, right, Brian?
Yep, and we're praying to see some monkeys.
We got a lot of prayers for these monkeys. Let's go find some. Let's go.
It's around a 10-minute walk to get to the actual Snow Monkey Park, but it is an amazing walk with a beautiful forest, and we even saw a monkey on the trail walking along with us.
Well, now we're training this monkey. He's gonna lead us to his people. Oh, he's running. We've got to catch up to him.
Ooh. Hey. Hey.
So normally there's not this many snow monkeys, especially here in May, but we got extremely lucky because there's a bunch. They're all over and they're just vibing. I don't even know. Like, we're gonna take some awesome pictures, some awesome videos, and hope you guys enjoy.
One of the best things we saw was this little baby monkey, which came right up in front of our cameras, and we were able to take amazing videos of him. If you're looking to see baby monkeys, spring is the best time to come see them because this is around the time when they're born.
So, as you guys can see, there is a lot of monkeys here. Actually, way more than I thought.
This is pretty much known as the onsen for monkeys because this is all just like hot springs water, and all the monkeys come here, they gather, they relax, and pretty much just like clean themselves. It's crazy how similar they are to humans. Look at him, he's just chilling over there.
11 o'clock is around the best time to come to the Snow Monkey Park, especially in the spring, because this is around the time when they feed them and when you can get a bunch of monkeys in a single photo or in a single video, all surrounded by this hot spring. The Snow Monkey Park is more famous during the winter because that's when the snow monkeys are sitting in the onsen when it's snowing outside, and it makes for an incredible photo. However, we came here during the spring because it was much less crowded and we were hoping to still see some monkeys, and as you guys can see, we saw plenty. So this is a great chance to go and see them if you don't have the opportunity to see them in the winter.
So that was our day at the monkey park, and we got extremely lucky. I heard it's best to come around 11 o'clock. That's when we came, and we saw so many monkeys. I didn't think we were gonna see anything knowing our luck, but everything worked out for us. So now we have to go catch our train from Nagano to Tokyo, and then from Tokyo we're going to Hokkaido.
And just like that, our trip in Honshu, Japan was over. We are staying now in the Tokyo Inn Hotel, which is right next to the train station and near the airport, so we can easily catch our flight to Hokkaido tomorrow morning. If you are planning to rent a car or drive in Japan, you will need an international driver's license if you are from the USA and most other countries.
So we're trying to fit all of our luggage here because we just got our rental car. We just landed in Hokkaido.
As you can see now and throughout the rest of Hokkaido, the nature is extremely beautiful. We were pleasantly surprised with how many flowers and trees were still in bloom, and we're super excited for our visits to 2 big flower parks. After arriving in Hokkaido, we went to pick up our rental car and started driving to our first destination, which was Noboribetsu Jigokudani in Shikotsu Toya National Park, which is sometimes called Hell's Valley.
Guys, we finally landed in Hokkaido. We landed in Sapporo just a little bit ago, and since then we went straight to the rental car company and drove straight here to Noboribetsu. We are at Jigokudani, which is Hell Valley, which as you can see right here, I believe that's what this says on this post, and it's this giant thermal vent area. It smells like really bad. It's very similar to what we encountered when we went to Iceland. The exact same smell, so if you're interested in another place that has thermal vents like that, you can go check out our Iceland video. So we keep walking further. We're on our way to a foot bath right now because we want to go try that out. But there's a lot of different paths and routes you can take. You can take your time, you can be fast, however much you want to see, it all depends. There's a lot of maps that show you the different routes and where you are. Like there's one that's right down below us, and then there's another one that leads you into Hell's Valley, more or less, like right in the center of it. So look at the maps and decide which path you want to take for yourself.
So we finally made it to the base of Hell's Valley. The amount of geothermal vents all around here is really cool, but man, it smells terrible. And the breeze is the wind is pretty high today, so it's blowing all of the smells straight to you. And allegedly, from our information, is that the blue water is around 50 degrees Celsius, while the black water you guys see over there should be around 130 degrees Celsius. So if you stick your finger in there, it's gonna come out all red and cooked, and you might as well eat it, but you know. If you guys can't tell by the sign, danger, keep out, this water's hot.
After exploring Jigokudani, we continued driving through Hokkaido and its beautiful countryside on the way to our next destination, Lake Toya. We made many small stops during our trip, and one of our favorites was Lake Hill Farm. Hokkaido is known for how good its milk-based products are, and the food we had in our Hokkaido trip was some of our favorite from the entire time we were in Japan. Lake Toya is known for its incredible beauty and is home to one of Hokkaido's most famous spa/resorts. There's also a 187-day-long fireworks festival that runs from April 22nd all the way until October 31st. Since we want to avoid making this video extremely long, we only briefly named the hotels we stayed at. If you want more information or footage of the hotels, you can find that sort of stuff in their respective videos. The next morning, we started driving towards Hokkaido's Shakotan Peninsula, and we got some great footage of Mount Yotei while on the way there. Mount Yotei is an active stratovolcano in Shikotsutoya National Park. Yotei is also called Ezo Fuji, with Ezo being the old name for the island of Hokkaido because it resembles Mount Fuji. After arriving at Cape Kamui, which is Shakotan's most northern point, we hiked all the way to the end of the trail to get a view of the sea.
Alright, so we finally made it to the end of Cape Kamui. We've been driving here for about 3 hours since the morning. So it's a very nice viewpoint from the west side of Hakone, and the walk here was very windy, and it's nice right now and there's no wind because you don't really need a jacket, but as soon as the wind comes in, it's cold. So it's like on and off, so you're either sweating in a jacket or cold in a t-shirt. So, but yeah, the walk here was almost, I'd say like almost a mile, just up and down the ridgeline, and that's about it.
Cape Kamui is the best place to see Shakotan's coast, and many tourists come all the way to the tip of the peninsula to see the Sea of Japan. After exploring Shakotan, we made a stop in Otaru before continuing to our hotel for the night.
Hi! Alright guys, what does the fox say?
After spending most of the day exploring the Shakotan Peninsula, we had to go to bed early to get out at 4 a.m. for the Sea of Clouds.
Alright guys, so we went up the Unkai gondola and we've made it to the Sea of Clouds after a long wait. Dylan's cold over here, I'm cold over here. It's about 30...
We woke up at 4 a.m., left the hotel at 4:30. Got here at around like 4:45. The gondola opened, we thought it opened at 4:30. It opened a little later towards like 4:50, 5 o'clock in the morning. And then it took about an hour until we got up here.
The Unkai Terrace is where we went to see the Sea of Clouds. You have multiple viewpoints to see the giant layer of clouds once you reach the top of the mountain after using the gondola. The Sea of Clouds is absolutely incredible, but you can only see it early in the morning and it tends to dissipate pretty quickly. And buy tickets in advance so you don't have to wait in a giant line for tickets in the morning at 4 a.m. After our early morning, we slowly made our way to Farm Tomita to see all the flowers and try some of their famous lavender ice cream.
So we made it to Farm Tomita, but we're a little bit early because the flowers haven't fully bloomed yet. If we would come like 2 weeks later, it'd be absolutely beautiful. But you guys can imagine when these flowers are fully blossomed, how beautiful this is all gonna look. But it still looks really nice right now.
Farm Tomita is one of many farms in the area that create a reputation by planting giant fields of lavender and many types of tulips. It is a great place to take pictures and admire the many species of flowers. The Shirogane Blue Pond is a man-made pond in Biei. After an eruption in 1988, it was created to protect the town of Biei from volcanic mud flows. So we just made it to the Shirogane Blue Pond, which is a wonderful place to take pictures. It's a little out of the way, but it's not too far from the farm we were just at. And as you can see behind me, it's mainly known for these dead trees that are growing straight out of the water, which is really clear and blue. The Shibazakura Taki Inoue Park is one of the most well-known spots to see Shibazakura, which is the name for moss phlox. It covers a giant area in one of the largest flower parks in Hokkaido. Tourists come for its view of the mountainside covered in colorful flowers. Although our mom was the main one who wanted to see all the flowers, we all still enjoyed the amazing scenery. Since this was the last destination of our trip for today, we were now on our way to Monbetsu to go to our hotel, have some dinner, and get a good night's rest.
Alright guys, we're ready to eat. Man, that was a good dinner. That was the first time we had yakiniku, and let me tell you, it was absolutely incredible. We have just arrived at Yubetsu Tulip Park, which is an absolutely huge park full of tulips of multiple different colors.
Since it was on our way to our next destination, we stopped at the Kamiyubetsu Tulip Park, which offered amazing views of multiple different colors of tulips surrounding the windmill in the center.
So our next stop was Higashimakoto Shibazakura Park, which is one of the biggest flower parks in all of Hokkaido. It's bigger than the one we were at last time, and as you can see, it is absolutely huge, covering like 2 or 3 big hills, a lot of purple, a lot of pink, a lot of red, a lot of white.
Our next destination was Lake Mashu, so this means we were able to stop at another Shibazakura park since it was on the way. This is the biggest park we visited, and it is called the Higashimakoto Shibazakura Park. It is extremely well known for having some of the best views to see moss blocks in the entire prefecture, with the best time to visit being early May to early June.
The flower garden we were at yesterday, I think is personally better because there's less green, but over here it's a lot bigger and there's a lot more flowers, and even have some cool artwork in the hills, like you have that little cow over there and you have this pink torii gate right behind me. So both have their special things, and you should definitely check both of them out. So we made the drive all the way up to this viewpoint of Lake Mashu, and Lake Mashu is pretty much a untouched lake, and it's one of the cleanest lakes here in Japan because there's no water coming into it, no water coming out of it, and it's just crystal blue water, and it looks really nice. And I wanted to fly the drone up from here, but I don't know if you guys can hear, but it is very windy, and it's literally, the wind is howling. We're gonna keep going. We're close to our hotel today because we want to enjoy our hotel today. We're gonna get there around 4 o'clock because our hotel is kind of like more onsen oriented, and we gotta wake up early tomorrow. We gotta wake up early tomorrow to head all the way down, go back to Tokyo, and fly back to the US.
Lake Mashu is a caldera lake in the Hakone Mashu National Park. It is famous for being one of the clearest lakes in the world. Due to its location, you have to drive up the steep mountain in a series of switchbacks to reach the top. There is also a viewpoint which serves food and offers more excellent views of Lake Mashu, along with a bunch of cool souvenirs.
That's pretty much it. This is pretty much nearing the end of our trip here, guys, because all we have tomorrow is we have to drive all the way back down to Sapporo and fly out to Tokyo, and then we're going to be leaving from Tokyo at around 5 o'clock back to the US, which is kind of crazy because we're going to be leaving Japan around 5 o'clock, and we're going to be 5 o'clock p.m., and then we're going to be landing in Chicago the same day at 2 p.m. So we're literally going back in time, guys. We're time travelers. I hope you guys enjoyed the Japan vlogs that we made for you guys, and this is pretty much the end of our trip. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. And if you want more trips like this, make sure you subscribe because that's what keeps us going. And we will see you all later.